What was it for you that first got you into music?
Well, I just loved pop records from a very early age. In the 50s, I was won over by Elvis and the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly and people like that from America, and several British stars as well. And I just enjoyed it. It never really crossed my mind that I could make a career out of it, because I thought the only thing you could really do in those days was sing, be a pop star, and I never really thought I'd get that opportunity. But as you grow up, you realize there are lots of things you can do in the business, not necessarily all creative. So fairly soon on after leaving school, I decided that I would move into the music business and got a job at EMI Records. But at that point, I wasn't thinking of myself as a writer. I was thinking of myself as a potential record executive.
And was there a particular time where you can remember being inspired by an individual, maybe when you was at EMI and you thought, you know, I'm going to give it a go myself?
Not really. I think things happen rather gradually on the whole. I don't think I ever had a moment at any stage in my life when I thought, yes, that's what I'm going to do. I kind of tended to drift along and take or try and make the right move at any one time. I don't think there was any plan or any great epiphany, as I believe the phrase goes.
And your collaboration with Andrew Lloyd Webber, how did that first come to be? How did that happen?
Well, I just heard that Andrew was looking for a lyric writer, and mainly for the theatre, which hadn't really crossed my mind. I was not really a theatre buff. But on the other hand, I was very fond of writing funny poems and things like that. So I thought, well, that's something I could probably do in the theatre world more easily than I could in pop music. Although in the 50s and 60s, there were lots of very funny pop records, which you don't get so much these days. In a way, pop music takes itself rather seriously, too seriously.
And do you think maybe having someone to collaborate with, was that a good platform for creativity?
Absolutely vital in my case, as I couldn't write music. So if I was going to make it as a songwriter, I needed to find someone who could write a tune.
So was there a specific moment, maybe it was before it made it big, where you knew that the song that you created, you thought, well, this is the one for us, like, this is going to be a hit, or did it all just take you by surprise still?
It takes you by surprise, I think. You write, and we wrote quite a lot that didn't take off. We wrote some pop songs that flopped, and we wrote Joseph, which became successful in a very limited number of schools, but we didn't think that was going to lead to anything spectacular. So I don't think there was any one moment when we thought this is the one, because I think you think almost every time this might be the one.
What's the future? What have you got planned?
Not a lot, really. I just see what happens. I'm hopeful that I can get interest in America in From Here to Eternity, which is a musical I wrote with a very talented young man called Stuart Brayson. And it was disappointing. It didn't do better in England. Didn't do awfully. It just didn't do well enough. But I think it's got a genuine shot of making a bit of an impact in America, because it is an American story.
And are there any kind of musical or film projects that maybe you wish you'd had the opportunity to work on?
Nope. Not really. I think I've been very lucky. I've had the chance to work on a lot of different projects, mainly my own ideas, not all by any means.
And when you look back now, what kind of is what's your proudest song that you've written?
Oh, I don't think I could name one particularly. I mean, if I read a bad review of a song of mine I quite liked, you half tend to agree with it. You think, oh, I've been rumbled here. So it depends. If I can listen to a song disinterestedly on the radio, I can sometimes think, yes, that was quite good, or I can think, yikes, we got away with that one. But it's difficult to stand back and say I'm most proud of that one.